Okay, I waited in the queue alone in order not to bother you folks. So, this is Alexander, turn 11. We have arrived, and whoever is the person... Yeah, whoever this is, I really like their glamour. What are you wearing? What the hell are you wearing? Alone gear, you say? Fair enough. This turn is a bit more difficult than normal. I have seen quite a lot of groups that fail. The fact that we're mostly leaps in here does not encourage me that much. If anything, the fact that we're leaves might spell us a bad ending. Actually, 3 out of 8 leaves. No mentors from the looks of it. Fingers crossed that most of the party knows the mechanics, because otherwise you're gonna die. Painfully. It's actually a bit easier to do Alexander 12 than this 11. And I did this one on Savage mode. Yeah, you fight that. The music is amazing. Yeah, forward and back and then forward and back. It's very repetitive. There are 2 tracks in Final Fantasy that you can put on in your house in the game to drive somebody insane. This or Papaya. And Papaya's lyrics are literally only the word Papaya. And then forward and back, and then forward and back, and then 2 steps forward. I kind of occasion. Oh! Eat! I mean, add. Eat. I was on my tank today, and because I have Tomahawk in a different place, I got very confused. I may want to relocate it to that exact spot on my main as well. Light equals bad. Savage mode is similar, except there is more mechanics and no markers whatsoever. Just bring this one as far away from the rest of the team as I can. Whoops. I don't remember if this was the first time that they used an active maneuver during a boss fight, but now that is a thing that happens more often these days. Oh, you actually can skip this mechanic. It's a shame that we didn't. really a fan of the balls. That healer heals themselves. They did. Good job. Okay, it is literally this portion when most places wipe. You have the shield, and after the shield, there's like places to hide spawn, right? And there's shit tons of AoE, and it's very hard to get caught by an AoE. People will either get caught by an AoE, or they will not hide in the hidey places right after, and they will be charmed and unable to control their character. Yeah, those are the hidey places. You want to break eye contact with the boss, essentially. Ah, it's happening. Dead people again. Optical sight, most likely in the middle. No, it's the one that's gonna go around. Ah, there we go, propeller wind. Anyone that's not hidden is essentially fucked. Most of my team. That was most of my team. We do still have one healer, and we have me. Okay, somebody limit break PDD. That was very useful. It is quite nice that we have at least some of us that are still alive. Normally, the moment propeller wind goes off, that's it. Your team's just wiped. That will kill the healer. This is an off-tank mechanic. But we no longer had an off-tank, so their sacrifice was for the best. Hooray! Hey, at least we did it. That doesn't happen all the times. It's actually one of the ones that I do not want to get on normal raid roulette, because most of the people don't know what they're doing inside of it. Outstanding Magnanimous. Another Illuminati creation reduced to scrap metal. I would wager that mere sight of you is enough to send the Gabi scurrying back to the drawing board. There it is, the heart of the beast. Only now that I see it up close do I comprehend the true scale of the thing. To have reached the size in such short space of time, the core must be taking in ether at a positively ungodly rate. I would be willing to wager it can regrow itself faster than we could ever hope to chip away at it. Which means we'll need to change tack. The central control room houses everything required to operate the Colossus. It's not inconceivable that it might offer us a way to regulate or even shut off the flow of ether to the core. Of course, any attempt to control Alexander is doomed to fail without the guidance of the Enigma Codex, and there is only one person alive who can access its secrets. But Chief, do we really need to drag the poor girl back here? What if she falls into Illuminati hands again? Pishkosh! Uplanders waste their tongue flaps. Quick Things has seen future. True future. And it ends badly for Uplanders. Very, very badly. Uplanders think they just lazy walk into central control. Quick Things thinks not. All passengers are sealed and floaty boards disabled. Only way left open is here, through core chamber. And what Uplanders come next, it will be Uplanders end times. Quick Things has seen it. Bad sure. Oi, Veg, is it just me or are we getting the feeling we've seen this happen before? I feel like that cat makes sure that the book is everywhere where it needs to be at just the right moments. Pishkosh! Oh, it is Watcher Book of Backtricks. And look, writings end where Backtricks leaves off, whereas Shano ascends Watcher Book, Spinny falling from Backtricks' fingers. What? You mean to say the book Quick Things has been reading from all this time is your journal? The same journal that slipped from the hands when we traveled back in time? So that's how he was able to anticipate out every move. He's no prophet, he's just a gobby with delusions of grandeur and a diary from the future. So the glorious bleeding future he was always going on about, the one was nothing but Backtress' record of the stuff we already seen? Bugger me! I just had a thought. Oi, cat, are you Schrodinger from the short stop or are you Quick Things' familiar Shanoa? Twice for yeah, was it cheap? I bleeding knew it, she's both. After Schrodinger went tumbling down from the Colossus and don't ask me how she survived the drop, Quick Things found her and took her in and gave her a new name. It's like they're two cats, but also one at the same time. Setting aside for the moment the question of whether or not that even makes sense, what possessed the confounded cat, whatever you want to call her, to do this in the first place? I swear all she's done is made right old mess of everything. There's something that, like, really stinks in my house, so, like, be right back, because I bet that some cat did something really bad. I think that one of the cats just pissed into the bathtub and did not flush it. Obviously they can't flush it, they're a cat. Now, Wedge. Taking out your frustrations on a meowling kitten won't get us any closer to dismantling the core. Getting back to the crux of the matter. Stop eating paper napkins. Backtricks, you said that the journal ends right where you left off, yes. That it's nothing but blank pages from that point on? Do you hear that, everyone? Though quick things would have us believe otherwise, the future from here on onward, that is still to be written. And I'll be damned he won't be the ones to write it. I'd rather hate cats that get overactive whenever I start doing things. It makes doing things rather difficult. Future book is gone, but no matter. All knowings of true times are safe up here in Quick Thinks' brain case. Quick Thinks' chosen one, mender of history, truthless, unchanging. True times choose Quick Thinks to do their biddings. True times send Shinoa into past, deliver to Quick Thinks knowings of future. True times live inside, guiding off Quick Thinks' doings. Every tongue flap, every busy deal, every brain spark of Quick Thinks brings world closer and closer to perfection. Guides Illuminati to rightful place as rulers of the New World Order. True times will not be unmade by ignorant uplanders. Yes, okay. You don't need your book and stuff. Alexander, Overwatcher of True Times, deliver divine judgment on ignorant uplanders and crush them out of existence for all times. Hooray! If I got this right, 3 years ago, the Quick Thinks of back then found the journal that Backtricks of now dropped, which was only possible because we traveled into the past, what with time being a circle and all that. So he had a look inside and, not knowing the truth of the matter, got it into his head that he was some sort of prophet chosen to set history straight, and that Shinoa, who miraculously delivered the book to him, was a messenger from the future sent to show him the way. That's all well and good, but the question remains. Why did the bloody cat start all of this in the first place? I might eat that. Alright, Magnanimous, this is it. We still don't know exactly how we're going to disable the core, but we do know that our only chance to get back to that central control room. We also know that there's only one way in and that Quick Things isn't gonna let us through without a fight. Now we can be pretty sure he can't see the future, not anymore at least, and without Brown Rocks to read the codex for him, he won't be turning back time on us either. But he is still a powerful mad maniac with some of the deadliest Mishima in the realm at his disposal. He best be ready. There's a lot of reading in here. My mouth hurts. Time moves on in perfect past, giving away to perfect future. Worthy and unworthy of a place in the New World Order, Alexander will judge. Yes, all this is quick things for seas. Truth hammer of Alexander falls on uplanders. Ignorant and unworthy are not welcome in Illuminati future. What? Freeze time field is deactivated? No matter, uplanders will be reduced to smolder dust. Fire. Seven hells! Now that was a bit too close for comfort. Is everyone alright? Colossus inside the Colossus? Look, I don't know what that thing was, but I'm pretty damn sure I know where it went. Or more accurately when. If I'm not mistaken, when we're looking at his localized distortion of time. The only question is when our metal friend will reappear. Better not wait, lest it catches unawares. Magnanimous, I need you to head into the distortion and dismantle the thing. Good luck! Yeah, you go and fight time. I bet it will work out just fine. Don't worry about it. And being the last turn, this one actually goes quite fast. More or less, because this is where you would go to get all of your pretties if you wanted to do, you know, pretty farms. You wouldn't go and get boots, you would go and get the top and the pants, and this is where the top is and stuff. So I kind of like what I'm wearing, so I'm not that concerned. It's actually quite easy to find good glamours for tanks. I have no idea how I'm gonna find good glamours for like half the classes that I own on my main though. Like I'm leveling a bard right now and I never tried finding glamours for that. And I have all magical DPS, and I don't have that many glamours for them either. Let's hope that the timer is accurate though. Because I remember the last time it just went up and up and up and up. But hey, at least you didn't have to wait with 11. I personally waited for 11, so that you don't have to. I get bored, so I just kinda go off, check my Discord. It isn't the most fastest thing to do when you're streaming, but otherwise you're just like, look at the walls. Actually, do look at the walls. I do like the core. The core looks really pretty. It looks like an aetheryte. Like, it's an expansion aetheryte, and just the way that the new aetherytes look. Because every expansion they're like, but look at the aetheryte. We changed the look of it a little bit. I like the mine balls in the sky. Wonder why would you do that? I was just thinking, like, the Primal is inhabiting this place, right? They didn't magic it up. It was underneath the ruins, so somebody had to build all of this. At least most of it. My voice is just like really determined to leave me today. And my headache is all like, time to start the migraine, and I'm like, no, it's a bit early for the migraine. Doesn't help that literally all of my body hurts because I brought weeks worth of cat supplies yesterday and weeks worth of food today, and I'm not used to carrying such weights at one go. So I tend to go back, and there tends to be like full-on bruises on my arms. And then I'm all like, oh, my body hurts so bad. My timer is a lying piece of shit. It has been 4 minutes already. It's not gonna be less than 5 minutes. At least I have cats to entertain me. One of them is currently scratching my back. Silly kitty. Do hope that I won't need to find people for the last turn of Alexander. I mean, for this one, I'm not too sure we couldn't sync it on 3. Bit more difficult than turn 10. Too bad that I can't just like stand inside the arena while waiting. I can't stand inside the ball though, and this looks quite unique. Screenshots from the ball. Final Fantasy Edition. Oh, it was lying. It's not less than 5 minutes. Actually, I remember when you used to actually see people in this place. Because like any other instance, if somebody else has done the quest and they're waiting for their cute pup, they can't be sitting in here as well. Now I'm all on my own. That's just what happens when time goes on. Though to be fair, today came out quite a bit of story, so I wouldn't be surprised if people are doing that instead. I already did that on my main one. Well, it's not that quite a bit, it's like an hour, but considering that it's like 4.57 or 5.6 right now, that's a lot. It's not even the full 4.5. Full 4.5 was before plus this hour, so you know. I'm actually wondering how bigger would that patch be if I was going through it. all in one go, because I feel like it's, yeah, I'm married. I feel like that patch would be kind of bigger than other patches. Somebody's talking about gear in the novice chat. Really hate Alexander Q's. Think we can safely at least leave that area and at least stand in the overworld? I don't know what it would help, but I suppose changing of scenery after 8 minutes of waiting might be, you know, a good thing. It's a shame that we can't just like continue the main storyline while waiting, because I also have to queue for Antitower. Yay! Simulator of queues. And this happened the last time as well, like I queued up and it was like, oh, the wait time isn't that bad. And then it just kept on going up and up. Like the wait time now is less than what we have been waiting. That doesn't bode well, does it? Hey Satan! We're playing the waiting simulator. I waited on turn 11 all on my own. And it took a while. But we now get to wait on turn 12 all together. But this is the last turn. Though I'm a bit tempted to just go and do Antitower and then come back to waiting in this queue. You know, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, I'm gonna do just that, because then we could be doing main scenario while waiting. And that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Plus, Antitower being a dungeon, it's like an insta-pop. Oh, and I do like this one. It has creepy dolls. I always prefer to actually be doing something while waiting instead of just, you know, waiting. My arms are like legitimately killing me. I should not have brought a week's worth of food in one go. It was 3 bags plus potatoes around my neck. Ah yes, the Antitower. It's like the tower, but the anti-way. Ah, we're with 2 midgets! We're like 2 giant people with 2 very small ones. Let me just see. Yeah, we have absolutely everything bought, so currently we have no use for poetics. Later on, level 70 gear will likely be viable with poetics too, so then we will have use for poetics again. I just thought, hopefully I actually have my tank stance on, but yes, I do. Good. I really enjoyed Heaven's Sword. So this music is just like... I remember having to do Antitower often. Liked it. I even remember watching the live letter that was hinting at these things. Is this real life? A tank with gear in a roulette? They must have had some really bad experiences. Oh god, that sounds absolutely awful. So you can't even watch something while doing something? How do you live? Literally, the moment I start doing something, my cats also decide to start doing something. They were just happily asleep a moment ago. And then one of them decided, yeah, blinds are a great toy. And the other one's like, I'm gonna complain because she's playing with the blinds. And now they're chasing each other. Probably means that I'm gonna have a table full of cat a few times. It's not about me, like, I don't mind whenever you drop in or want to like drop out or whatever. It's just the fact that if you're doing anything and YouTube freezes, that must be a really sad way to live. Can you not fixie? There must be a way to fix that. Oh wow, we're killing him so fast that he hasn't done any of his mechanics yet. That's bloody amazing. That's one of his mechanics, like turning other people into frogs and making them run around until his ass get killed. Aww. Oh, don't concuss me, frog. And yeah, I do know what you mean. I'm just like living in the spare part hell, though my husband is all like, I am gonna get you an SSD. And I'm like, no, those are expensive. And he's like, it's okay, I'm not gonna get myself one, I'm gonna get you one. Because my Windows actually takes about 20 minutes to start up. And whenever anything happens, I need to restart and then like wait 20 minutes for everything to go back to normal. Thankfully, for the most part, my PC's alright. It wouldn't be a big one. It would be like 100 gigabytes, so it would only be used for main Windows installation, which I do not mind. That, and this thing is like wired like a Frankenstein, so if there's enough heat my power cable will dislodge itself from the motherboard. And there's no actual way to fix it properly to the motherboard. Which is bloody annoying. So there has been these issues where mostly with Pillars of Eternity too, for some reason it makes my computer heat up and then it just falls out a little bit and then I lose power. And then it will just switch off, but at the same time my power button wire likes to dislodge itself too. So I tend to check like 2 wires constantly. It's just from the games alone that it just heats up enough, because whole motherboard slides to bend a little bit and just the wire just goes pop, and then the fire I mean the power shuts off. This is not very happy times, but it's something you learn to live with. I remember when this boss came out, everybody was screaming, "Oh my god, it's a reference to something!" So I must not follow the music industry enough to actually give a shit what the reference is doing here. I do hope that they're gonna kill the Stardusts. Yep, they did. Good, good. Because I am pretending that I am a DPS. Well, you know, everybody can always want to have more. There's no shame in that. But what I have works well enough for me to be comfortable with it, so I'm happy with it. There's still one of those thingies expanding. It's because it's the fight music. There are slight differentiations between this theme between the expansions, but this is the theme that plays in most fights. Like every time when I start a fight, you hear that flare up, so yes, it's very repetitive. But I'm slightly afraid to do so. I mean, live tank is better than a dead tank. Of course, fast run is better than a slow run, but still, live tank is still better than a dead one. We're going towards the last boss now, and what a boss it is. I'm kind of happy that the battle music didn't decide to start blaring right now, because this jingle is actually quite nice. It's the same as I often switch off the mount themes and I allow the jingles for the zones to play because they tend to be very atmospheric. So I'll get everything that's in this room, right? I always like to see the XP numbers pop up. They're always really fun. It's like, ooh, look at all the XPs that I'm getting. Gonna be so XP rich. And all honestly, when we do get back to doing Stormblood in a couple of years, it's gonna suck a lot more than Heavensward did. Mostly because I'm gonna be entering very close to the level that I should be entering in the zones. Yeah, big kabooms. That is the Astrologian room. So our healer is DPSing. That was the Black Mage. Wait, we don't even have a Black Mage. That must have been the Red Mage? But yeah, we will be entering very close to the levels that we're supposed to be for the zones. Which actually means that I will be doing a lot of grinding in between video sessions, because there's gonna be a lot of, well, we're too low level to continue the main scenario now, duh. Guess I'm back to running that dungeon 10 times. Ah, the last boss. It gives some people nightmares. Literal nightmares. And that's not even its final form. You ready? There we go. That's our dolly. Isn't this a sight to behold, eh? Amazing, isn't it? Better, she turns other people into dolls as well. There we go. Now to rescue my teammates before they die off the ground smack that she's doing right now. Might wanna get away. Knockouts only for me. Whoever doesn't get away from knockout can and will most likely die. And that is not the tank's fault. Whoop, whoop. Oh, that's a sight to behold. I looked so happy. I think she was. You know, I'll let anybody that actually wants have the dolly because it's not like I play on this character that often. Whoop whoop accommodations. People liked me! Well, rather, they specifically liked the fact that I had gear and wasn't like super squished.
Hear, feel, think.
Faint. Sound is faint. Well, there is a reason why that sounds so faint, by the way. Heidelin Cookie isn't in the best state.
Through time and space hast thou journeyed unto me, as I knew thou wouldst. We are the word of the mother. We, who were once called...
Essentially, Heidelin ate her. Isn't that a happy end?
Time hath passed for thee since the bloody banquet. Since I hearkened to her word. Mother, Heidelin guided me towards Y'shtola and Thancred, that I might be swept up in their flow and delivered unto the ethereal sea. There, adrift and alone, her voice silent once more, I prayed for those we had lost, for those we can yet save. To her I would make an offering. We speak now with one voice, one will, one word. Unto thee we bequeath the most precious of gifts, the truth which lieth at the heart of this world. Thus do we beseech thee once more. Hear, feel, think.
I gotta say, I do like her Dead Minphilia's haircut. Dead Minphilia that's part of Heidelin has a nice way of dressing.
Before there was life, in the depths of the ethereal sea, light and dark did once dwell as one. But the darkness coveted power, and the balance was broken. Thus was I forced to banish him unto the distant heavens, to forever remain apart, a moon bound. In sundering the star did we cry out, and the barriers twixt planes chanced to falter. Across 10 and 3 were we then divided, reflections of the source, each possessed of a shard.
There's 13 dimensions.
Zodiac longeth to be made whole. For his restoration, for his resurrection, His servants labor without cease. They seek to tear down the barriers which surround the source. Thus do they rejoice in their ardor, in your calamities, for each marks a rejoining. Seven times have they succeeded. 7 times hath the darkness grown stronger. 7 times have I failed. The Ascians cannot be suffered to continue. This is my final. The crystal's power is all but spent. With what remains, I will return you to the shore of the ethereal sea. Blessed children, go forth and seek. Seek.
Now here's a fun fact. There were dimensions destroyed, yes, but not all dimensions were destroyed to darkness. If you put the world out of balance, you can also destroy the dimension with a flooding of light, with a never-ending day, so the world goes all deserty, plants die, people suffer, that sort of thing.
Thank the 12! Did you find her? Did you find Minfilia?
Yeah, she's part of the crystal now. The crystal kinda ate her. It is very hard to explain.
Of the mother? I'm not sure I understand.
The crystal ate her. What do you not understand?
Cryo?
As unbelievable as it sounds, I see no reason to doubt her. The word's tale. No one was more sensitive to the will of Hydaelyn than Minfilia. And if Hydaelyn has grown so weak that she can barely make herself heard, it is not hard to see why Minfilia, having joined with her, might struggle to maintain her own form.
What? Why would she need to maintain her own form? Are you saying she's gone?
Crystal ate her. What of that phrase not get through to you?
But that cannot be! Not now. Not after all we have accomplished. We were meant to usher in the dawn's light together.
Well, now you can usher in the morning alone. Stop crying about it.
She threw herself on the fire to fuel your dawn's light, boy. You'll just have to usher it in on your own.
Must you be so ungentle?
Tell me about the Scions, boy.
The Scions of the Seventh Dawn lay before Eorzea's salvation. Whenever the realm is threatened, be it by Primal, Ascian, Garlean, or any other, we take up arms in her defense, that all in Eorzea may live to see a brighter tomorrow.
And that's very noble of you. But in chasing after these lofty goals of yours, you seem to have lost sight of some basic truths. To
People
win
die?
a war, you must be willing to do whatever it takes. To fight, to kill, and if necessary, to die. The path you've chosen is paved with the dead. Walk it with your eyes open. Or not at all.
I don't mind, I just do not know what Gomez is. I mean, I know one from the Addams family. And then I was like, does Tancred look like him? No.
I know the truth of which you speak, and have from the first. If the Ascians will go to any length to resurrect their god, then we must needs be as committed to our cause, to unmask them and their schemes, and to crush them both utterly.
That sounds scary.
Come, there is much to be done.
Yes, of course.
Ah, she does little.
Thancred, wait!
You think he's gonna get any better if you talk to him? His friend is a very dead cookie.
No, this is all wrong.
Hydaelyn now eats bodies to stay alive. What's so wrong about this? Didn't you care about your mother, Crystal? Okay, so that we finished that. We can actually go back to sitting in a long-ass queue for Alexander while we do everything else. Amazing. Wait time is still less than 5 minutes, it says. She's not coming back, is she? I know that I do, to give all for her beliefs was ever her way. So will we, as we must. What greater calling could there be to stand against the dark as defenders of the light? And yet, where does it end? The sacrifice, the loss. Ah, the Froggo! My Froggo. Amask asked that you not breathe a word of this to any of the others at the Rising Stones, especially Flamen. I will brief Tataru on what we have learned, as well as Urianger. You may have insight into the word told us. As for you, Magnanimous, after all you have done, I would say you have earned the rest. Ah, but speaking of well-earned rewards, I received a missive from Sir Imeric while you were away. It would seem he is planning a ceremony of some sort and would like you to attend. He will not divulge the details, preferring instead to explain in person. Mayhap you should pay him a visit. It's very hard for me to actually physically feel anything from Infelia, because she was that person that sat there doing absolutely nothing while she just kind of ordered you around. So, even originally, I wasn't like, oh, Minfilia's dead. I was like, oh, Minfilia's dead. Cool. Celebration time, I guess. Off to Emmerich I go. But even now, even if we were supposed to be sad, this kind of breaks up the whole flow quite a bit. What I was going, oh yeah, happy times, celebrations, hooray! Let's see what Emmerich wants. You mean that there's no, like, blood and gore everywhere? I've gotten very emotional at several points in the story. Some of the deaths they made to be very brutal. Oh, the door is voice
Good to
activated.
see you again, my friend. I take it you received our invitation. Good, good. You of all people should be present.
My cat's coughing.
When the true brothers of the faith seized control of the vault, I feared the worst. Yet
Heavensward is more posh than the rest of it.
Peace between man and dragon through Vidofnia's timely rescue of an innocent child. Timely, I say, though miraculous or providential might better describe the event. The gods themselves could not have devised a more fitting symbol of hope. Needless to say, we could scarce let such an opportunity pass us by. Which is why I set about making formal arrangements for a peace conference between our peoples. You and yours have done more to bring us together than any, and it is only right that you attend.
Hooray!
But I confess that is not the only reason I would be glad to have you there. Given Nidhogg's implacable opposition to the peace, it is possible that he and his followers may attempt to disrupt proceedings, in which event your presence would be a comfort to all in attendance.
If Nidhogg attacks, like, and just breathes fire on people, I can't just, like, magically save them. I mean, everything around me will die, and I will just stay standing there. I don't think that that's very,
Pray understand, I have no wish to invite
comforting.
the worm's ire. But if our fractured nation is to heal, if we are to move forward as a people united, then we must do whatever is necessary to bring about lasting change.
Yeah, he has been stabbed recently still.
Tis nothing. Tis nothing. Lucia cautioned me against giving vent to my passions, lest my wounds reopen.
Yeah, do not shake fists at the sky
It has
when
not
you have a
been
sewn up
easy
stomach.
reaching out to our opponents in Ishgard, many of whom sympathized with the actions of the true brothers. But in so doing, we have limited the influence of the zealots. The people are ready, my friend. This conference must go ahead. I knew you would understand. The conference will take place on the border of Ishgardian and Dravanian territory in Falcon's Nest. Lucia is there, seeing to the final preparations even as we speak. Pray join her at your earliest convenience. 'Twould not do for the guest of honor to arrive late, after all.
Yay!
Oh, and one more thing. A drink! We should make time for one. Once the conference is concluded, I mean. By my reckoning, 'tis long overdue.
So he's gonna be drinking alcohol while having been stabbed. Sure! Sure, Emmerich. And yeah, I probably will. I imagine everybody in Gothic speaks a little bit like a peasant. I don't mind peasant speak, but this kind of high-class society, it's kind of nice as well. Oh cool, we have some other people waiting with us, so for once we're not waiting alone. That's nice. Yeah, but when you lost a lot of blood, surely alcohol is not a great idea. Peasant was a real term to describe real peoples. Common people. The one that wore muds for clothes. Those people. The Lord Commander said you would come, Magnanimous. As you can see, preparations for the convenience are proceeding apace. Conference! Mark well the curtain above. Try using any term today. It conceals a relief that will be unveiled during the conference. The Masons labor day and night to see it finished on schedule. Oh boy. Okay. We're ignoring the rest of your speech. I am very sorry. That it takes a very long time to complete. That some expansions are worse than others. That it's not World of Warcraft. But I take that as a plus. World of Warcraft is so goddamn outdated. Ah! Alexander! Well, they all have very different communities, you know. It's the Guardians that are all royal. Redanians love to live with the woods. They're like ancient hippies, for the most part. Laminsons are pirates. Uldanians are capitalists. That is about the best description I can give. Then later on, it joins the Asian people and the Desert Rebels. Those are the two extra groups that we see in Stormblood. Outside of all of the beast tribes. Well, I started there, so if you want to watch like the first 20 parts, I couldn't pronounce any of their names at all. Ah! Don't sacrament me. I can't even hit you while you're doing that. This is one of the few instances in the game where you're forced to use the tank limit break or else everybody dies. Happy times! Hope that the other tank knows to do this. Oh, I feel like I should have put my limit break on my bar now. General. There we go. Perfect. Oh my, we're a bit slow. We're really slow. Oh, this won't bode well. Do not do it at 10 seconds, you won't last, there we go. Pretty much! That is a great name! I did a misheard lyrics video on this one, by the way. Oh boy. They stood a tiny bit too far from literally everyone else. So instead of sharing the damage, they just ate it all themselves like a bloody hero. Let's do sound. There we go. Now most of the things that we should be hearing should just be music. And unfortunately, my character's voice, we can also hear my character's voice. The rest of them can handle Alexander in the meantime. Our team isn't doing that great. Ah, there's entropy in here! The music from the last one is currently playing. Well, there's still the same amount of people dead, so I think that's a good thing. I am not gonna be playing it. That's about the extent of my thoughts on it. I was not there for original WoW, so I have very little nostalgia for it. I was there for WoW just before Cataclysm. If people are not gonna stack with him, he's gonna die. Bloody hell, yellow limit break. I think they are doing it, yeah. We literally lost all of our DPS. I bet you anything, it's gonna be very grindy. The original one did not have very friendly mechanics. It was fairly grindy. Leveling up took time. It was fairly difficult. It's kind of like I have curiosity about old MMOs, but at the same time, I don't really want to play old MMOs. Like, my husband was there at the start. And anything from the attunement system that just took months to getting gear to leveling, it was rather archaic in nature. It's actually a bit easier with single-player games. Because first of all, a single-player game... Yeah, it was a proper neckbeard game. Do I look like I have a neckbeard? It's like the most grindiest single-player game is nowhere near the grindiness of a multiplayer game. So it's a bit easier with those. Plus, if you really, really need to, you can cheat. I'm gonna get lasered. Well, it's more like a lot of people actually have responsibilities. I mean, I know they had it at that point as well, but those games, they were mostly played by college students. I always find that a bit ugly. Can you please revive us some DPS again? They keep on dying! And I can't even blame the lack of healing here. I think our DPS just do not know what they're doing. God damn it. Who is it on? Who is the share? Oh. I'm so sorry, healer. I was trying to get the share with you, but I didn't get there in time. Fucking Jesus Christ. Anything called punishing heat can't be good. Oof. Anything called mega holy is not a good news either. So I am gonna do one thing. I'm gonna turn the sound back to where it was. Because after this we're likely gonna get a cutscene and then our ears will explode. There we go. Welcome back to the sound of fighting battle effects. Yay! It's a dead Sander of the Alex variety. So that was the whole of Alexander raid, and we still have a little bit of a story left to go. So, most likely, the moment we're gonna get out, we're gonna be like in front of a cutscene. You do not disappoint, old friend. The path to the control room is clear. Everyone, follow me. The flow of ether to the core must be stopped. Pray lend us your strength one more time, child. Feel really bad for the Gabi because she's like the equivalent of a 10-year-old, if even that. So you're literally like, you kid, you go do my bidding for me. Pish gosh, when Quick Thinks winds back time, doings of Uplanders will be undone. History will be written and the Illuminati will rule over the New World Order. Ah, if you think you can take round drugs from us, you're welcome to try. Foolish Uplanders, knowings of the Enigma Codex are not known to just one. I'm hearing a cat dig again. That's never a good sign. That normally means that they're trying to bury something into the floor very furiously. What the? The damn thing's responding to him. Uplanders are slow seeing. Quick Things never needed a gobby girl from the beginning. When the final core is activated and Alexander fully awakens, the power will be such that it could entirely consume any who sought to control it. You were too craven to risk your own life until you had no choice. Treasure Hunter? But Treasure Hunter is too slow coming. Future has chosen. You poor deluded fool. You never did work it out, did you? The future doesn't choose us. We choose the future. Whoa, we choose the future! I know some games where you can actually have other people grind for you, and apparently people did do that in quite a few titles. But in some games, you can't. So you're just stuck doing grinding all on your own. Now, child. But honestly, if you're famous enough for other people to grind for you, you can also just do nothing but play games for a living, which is really awesome anyway. So at that point, who gives a shit how long you have to grind? You're playing a game for a living. I'm technically can be saying that I'm doing that, but that would be like me saying that I'm earning £10 for a living. That's not covering my expenses. So the knowledge in the Enigma Codex allowed you to disable the core. Power stores are depleting rapidly. Without the steady supply of ether, it's only a matter of time before the whole thing grinds to a halt and fades away. Hishkosh, Roundclocks is glad to see treasure hunters safe. But how's Treasure Hunter sneaky hiding from Illuminati? I don't know. There was a great shaking and I was thrown from my feet into some dark, cramped place. I must have lost consciousness because I don't remember anything until a few moments ago. Yeah, any position with fame in any game, you can do that. People also do that in any big guilds that are not necessarily streaming. Sounds to me like you had a nice nap and rubbish chute. But what matters is that you're safe. And with that, I think we can declare the operation a success. Escape the central control, you say? Where would that be? This room does have an... oh, exit. Yes, it does. It does have an exit. I'm using it right now. It would seem our work here is done. Let us take our leave. hell? Didn't we just kill that bastard? Negative. Quick thinks Butter built our own body. Made stronger than ordinary gobby. Quick thinks is not unmade by simple flesh wound. Better built? 7 hells, that's not a mask, it's his face. He's more machine than goblin. I just find this to be the most unique part of the game because you do not find this architecture anywhere else. Alexander was truly one of a kind. O Alexander, Lord of Steel and whirly cogs, outspread wings of time, let ignorant and unworthy feel divine judgment. The Codex responds. He means to return to the past. Access denied? What means this? The red glow. Alexander is refusing to obey his commands. Alexander! Junk brain machine! Quick Things is chosen one! Tongue flaps for Quick Things must be obeyed! Would seem Alexander has achieved what a simple flesh wound could not. Quick Things permanent deactivation. Quite how and why is less clear. If I didn't know better, I would say the machine has a mind of its own. Dan? My love? Could it truly be you? You were in here all the time, weren't you? Watching over me, keeping me safe. Did it just blink twice? Bugger me, the machine's actually talking to her. So his soul really was in the Primal all this time. Chief, is that even possible? The core! Without the Codex to brittle its power, it rages out of control. It drinks in ether like no primal I have ever known. We must stop it now, lest the Eorzea be bled dry. Finally, I see. This is why you summoned me to this place, isn't it, my love? I thank you for guiding me here, Magnanimous, and Roundrocks. Know that I shall always treasure the time we shared. Farewell, my friends. Mid! No, Mid! Must not go! My friends, leave this place, now. Fear not, Alexander will trouble you no longer. My love, what is this place? How best to put it? We stand inside a mathematical simulation calculated and projected by the device at the heart of the Colossus. One might equally say it is the dream of the Alexander dreams. And what of our companions? Are they... Their fate was not mine to change, Mid. All that came to pass did so for a reason. History is as it was and as it should be, free of the paradoxes that spelled its undoing. From this place, unfettered by the mortal construct of time, Alexander looks upon the past, present, and future, seeing infinite possibilities. I see what it sees and feel what it feels, the perfect machine born from yearnings for an ideal world. Oh, if you could see the worlds we have seen, a world in which the Illuminati rule history with an iron fist, every nation brought under their yoke, a world in which Alexander spread wide the wings of time and swept the lesser moon from the heavens, averting the calamity. Alexander dreamed all the realities imaginable, all the realities mathematically computable, and in the end reached a single logical conclusion. It would change nothing and erase itself from the existence. Why? Alexander possesses the power to travel through time and space, and reshape history for the better, but such power comes at great cost. The sheer quantity of ether consumed in the process means that Alexander itself would mayhap not immediately, but inevitably, bring ruin to this world. This perfect machine, the supreme manifestation of logic and science, deemed its own existence a threat. And so it chose to do nothing, to leave history untouched and the future in the hands of man, with all its imperfections, such was Alexander's divine judgment. A time will come when the fate of this world is placed in the hands of one warrior. For reasons hidden to me, the future from that day forth remains shrouded in mystery, beyond even the Colossus's ability to calculate, and yet Alexander chose to believe in that woman and the light within her. I met that woman, my love. I believe in her too. There was but a single time Alexander was spurred to action, and not to change history but to preserve it. The summoning of the Colossus and the events that followed had potentially disastrous consequences for our reality. Its fabric strained to accommodate an infinite number of potential futures. Were the wings of time to fall into the hands of the Illuminati, the repercussions would be dire indeed. History would be rewritten over and over again, each time bleeding the land of ether, and in the end, the Colossus would usher in another calamity. To prevent this tragedy, to preserve the circle of time as it had been and set in motion, Alexander sent forth a humble servant to do its bidding. A cat. A clockwork curl, an eternal child to gently nudge history back into its proper path. And now but one task remains. Having become one with the horn, the core is well nigh indestructible, would only regrow itself until it bled the world dry, and so we must heed Alexander's wish and seal it away far from the reach of man. Closed pocket of space-time, a fraction of an instant that will repeat in perpetually for all eternity. This is where the core must go, and us with it. Don't you see, my love? We're already there. In coming here to you, I have closed the circle of time. I am all but certain of it. When I accepted the horn all these years ago, the man who gave it to me said that I had the power to grant any wish. And so I took it in my hand and prayed with every ounce of my will that for one true desire in my heart. To be with you forever. Ah, now that's kinda creepy. You're all stuck in nothing for forever. And it's all your fault. Roundrox is back in Idleshire with the sheaf. Everyone's safe and sound, except for Mid, that is. Poor lass always had a flair for the dramatic, but to think she'd throw herself into the core. It's odd, though. I could have sworn I heard her voice in there, saying the Colossus would trouble us no more, or something of that sort. And for what it's worth, it has been sleeping like a baby ever since we got out. And that's not half of it. Take a closer look inside the barrier, Magnanimous. It's like time is standing still. Buggered if I know what it all means, but I like to believe Mid and her love somehow sealed away the core for us. It softens the blow a bit, you know? I might eat that. Nom. Phew, I'm still not sure how we managed it, but I'm just happy to be out of the godforsaken place in one piece. Of course, it's damn time what happened, because it's damn shame what happened to Mid. Hold on a moment, Magnanimous. She's what? Aye aye, Chief, leave it to us. Bloody hell's Magnanimous, Roundrock's gone missing, and been worried sick about the poor lass ever since we got back. I mean, how would you feel seeing your best friend throw herself into a running engine? I would wager she ran off somewhere the two of them used to frequent together. Wedge and I will have a look around here. Why don't you search the collector's quarter? My voice is like totally dying. So now it will match my completely dead arms. That hurt greatly. I don't know why am I carrying extra weapons. Tiny, tiny goblin child! Tiny, tiny goblin child. Ah, there we go. Now it's Uplander. Why does Uplander come to this place? Roundrox is sorry for worrying Uplanders. Roundrox just want to go to a quiet place and do some back thinking. Running out of giant whirlycocks, Roundrox feels something rattling in pockets, so Roundrox reaches in and cannot believe what she finds. Rattling thing is glowstone, Roundrox's favorite treasure. But it is dark. Even with many tryings, glowstone does not glow for Roundrox, not anymore. There you are, child! Worried sick about you. What's that, Magnanimous? Is aught amiss? Codex no longer responds to her touch. Intriguing. If not entirely surprising. Were I to guess, I would have hazarded that it's because the experience has served to open her eyes. The Enigma Codex was born from one man's all-consuming pursuit of perfection. Its knowledge sealed from any who harbored even a sliver of doubt to its merits and the ideals exposed. Quick thinks, Mid in her youth, Roundrox, though the reasons might differ, arrogance, youthful idealism, childish innocence. None thought to question the words within, and so the Codex opened itself to them. But now Roundrox has seen with her own eyes what blind devotion to ideals can bring. And she is not the naive child she was once before. Aye, it's all well and good to dream of building something perfect, but sooner or later you'll have to stop dreaming and start doing. hammering it together by your own hand with your own blood, sweat, and tears. In so doing, you're forced to confront your own failings and deal with your own frustration at the world's unfortunate habit of falling below expectations. House, there may come a time when you just want to tear the whole bloody thing apart and start again. But more often than not, you emerge from it all with something you can hold on to and carry with you into the future. And that will do a damn sight more for you than any starry-eyed ideal. Roundrox understands. Roundrox will collect more and more junk. Build city of great treasures with own hands. Roundrox has just one wish. Not glowing glowstone is a piece of midstream. Roundrox would give back to mid. A noble wish, child. Would that we could grant it. But I fear it is still giant, and all that lies within the barrier is far beyond the reach of mortal hands. Frozen in a single moment until the end of time. That's a fate I would not wish on anyone. Mew. Well, look who it is! You have a real knack for turning up underfoot, don't you? A remindment of an apparent ease with which the little curl seemed to slip in and out of Colossus. Were it not for a small matter of time having stopped in there, I would send her in with Roundrox's glowstone without a moment's hesitation. Meow meow! Few meows? Might that suggest a willingness to try? Giving a stone to a cat in hopes of delivering it to two souls trapped in time. Now I think I have seen everything. Do you think those will ever be free of that place? Mayhap one day, when the perfect future they sought to bring about becomes a reality. In that sense, what might even say their fate is in our hands. Leave to Roundrox. Roundrox works hard, builds sparkly, shining future for mid. As shall we, child? And with that, Magnanimous, we must take our leave. For all you have done to stave off another primal threat, you have our gratitude. I contracted with Biggs and Wedge to let them know that we can call off the search. Needless to say, they were relieved to hear that Roundrox is safe. There was also the matter that they were looking to discuss with you. They said they'd be waiting for you back at Shortstop. I will have no voice after this video, but that is okay, for I do not need it. If you will be returning to Shortstop, I would ask a small favor of you as well. Pray deliver this volume to Backtrix. And tell him I believe it is that which he seeks. Till next we meet, Magnanimous. I completely even forgot what he seeks or for what reason. But I can hear my cat. A lot. Now Roundrox is safe at Shortstop and Backtrix is easy breathing. Uplanders have thanks for Backtrix. Uplanders bring present. This is Shralian Legend Book from Ishtola. Backtrix has waited for Legend Book for a long time. Backtrix has been reading about many things about Enigma Codex and blue-haired Uplander that writes it. Maybe these knowings will save Gobby folk from Giant of Whirlycogs, thinks Backtrix. Now Giant of Whirlycogs sleeps and Gobby Flock is safe, but still Backtrix would fill braincase with knowings, fill pages of Watcher book with data. Let Backtrix see. So he wants to write a book warning not to repeat history. It's just as Backtrix. Are Backtrix's eyes playing tricks on him? Are you feeling alright there? You look like you've seen a ghost. Yeah, let me just like lift one out and just like lift it up and go, hey! Page tells a fairy legend of Hot Goat tribe. Uplanders of blue hair many years ago in old times, 2 children, boy and girl, outstepped from belly of great steel giant. 2 children go to man and woman, becoming father and mother of great people of Hot Goat. Names of 2 are Dan and Mid. Look at handwriting, even faces are same looking. Alexander dropped him at the start of history and they started the tribe that they came from. Ye gods, if that's our Mid and Diane, why that means that one day they'll be freed from their fate and reborn far in the past. So after searching for near an eternity, they finally found the perfect world they were searching for? Maybe just a fairy tale, but I for one would like to believe it. And fairy legend goes on. 2 children step out of giant holding small stone. Stone is dark when sitting on ground, but holds stone in hand and shiny lights. Glowstone of round rocks. Let me see if I have this straight. The codex fragment you gave to the girl a few moments ago now features in a legend from ages past. That can't be possible, can it? At this point, I'm about ready to believe bleeding anything, but that reminds me. There was something I wanted to ask, Magnanimous. Remember when we went into the core and almost got our asses fried with that colossus inside a colossus? Well, I felt the strangest sensation, a feeling that chilled me to the bone. As if something terrible had happened I couldn't for the life of me remember. I felt it too, so tell us, did you see anything when you were going in and out of time? You have any idea what happened to us while Quick Things was spinning the hands on the clock? You afraid you do? Well, that's not ominous in the least. One second thought, how about you don't tell us, thank you very much? You'll get no arguments from me. There are secrets better left secret, and from that look on Magnanimous's face, I reckon this is one of them. Anyway, it seems like this long and thoroughly mind-boggling battle of ours has finally come to an end. Of course, there's still plenty of work to be done, but now that Quick Things is out of the picture, I've got high hopes that Frown-Drox and her friends will one day build the shining kingdom of rubbish and refuse. Speaking of work, we better go back to it before the chief catches us chattering. Always a pleasure, Magnanimous. I like how the lantern turns on during cutscene because it's nighttime in game now. We talked in the cutscene for so long that it's nighttime now. God damn it, Piggy. Let me eat my box in peace. This means that I can just play all of these themes on an Orchestrion. Orchestrion is a housing item in game. So essentially you can put themes that your character has collected onto the housing item and it will play the theme inside the house. Pretty neat. Back to staring at tapestries. I can hear somebody outside my place calling a telephone. Why can I hear that? Mine. As Commander said, I will come. Preparations are proceeding apace. Mark well the curtain above. Conceals a relief that will be unveiled during the conference, the Mason's Labor Day, and night to see it finished on schedule. Sir Emmerich wanted a symbol which would endure long after this conference is concluded. I think he will be pleased with the result. It was not my war, but I made it mine, and to see it draw closer to resolution fills me with strange hope. His faith is infectious, is it not? It's certainly that we can be better than we are. Forgive me, I am rambling. You must be tired from your journey. Go rest, I will not keep you. If you would rather not take a rest, why not take a walk around Falcon's Nest? Make your presence known to the people and so forth. In addition to those who have come from far and wide to attend the ceremony, you may meet Lords Antonel and Madeleine, who are graciously volunteered their services. They should be glad to see you now. If you would excuse me, I must needs return to my duties. You happy here? I am glad to see that rumors were true. Well met, Mistress Munchicus, and fear not, I have no intention of begging your aid with this or that. Everything appears to be in order. My only lingering concern is that one of the convictors might not have been informed of our plans. As I recall, Vidofnir may pass directly over their encampment. The last thing we need is a glory-seeking nobleman attempting to slay a Dravanian ambassador to a peace conference. Well, then you can go and inform them yourself, can't you? Do you know when everything's set to begin? I wasn't sure how many might come, so I thought I'd best come early and find a spot with a great view. When I heard that Sir Emmerich was planning to make a speech, I knew I couldn't miss it. I mean, the man risked his own neck to rescue those hostages. How often do we get heroes like that in this day and age? And he's more than a fighter too. He's a thinker, he is. He's got plans for better lives, to change things, and he'll do it by the fury. Me and my friends and family, we all believe we can do it. Bloody exciting, isn't it? Not just peace with the dragons, but with all of them heretics besides. Don't misunderstand, we all got a healthy fear of being bathed in dragonfire. That being said, the heretics did far more to hinder our efforts here in the past, so hearing that we're so close to reconciliation comes as a great relief. God damn it, stop serenading the walls. Yeah, you shouldn't serenade the walls. The walls can't hear you. How much has changed since we fought alongside each other in the vault? If you had told me that we would soon be hosting a peace conference, I would have thought you a naive fool. Yet here we are, preparing to make the fantasy a reality. And here I am, laboring to make it so. Lord Antonel, if I may? Certainly, First Commander. How may I be of service? Some of the convictors are refusing to stand down. The majority were willing to do so, but a small party have instead pledged to engage any Bavarians bound to Falcon's Nest. Hurry, take me! That would defy Sir Emmerich's commands. If they dare to attack Vidofnir, will not come to that, but to see that it does not, we must needs hasten their encampment. They should be far more reluctant to oppose us were Lord of House Portents present. I understand completely. Let us depart at once. But ere we do, I must ask, would you look after Emilian while I am away? As you know, he has ever been an impulsive, changeable child, but recently he seems to have been suffering from a bout of melancholy. I thought to lift his spirits by having him assist with guard duty, a simple but honorable change, unlikely to expose him to danger given the presence of so many other knights. Alas, he has taken no interest, and I fear he may abandon his post at my presence. All I ask is that you keep an eye on him until I return. Exhausting though that may be. Thank you, my friend. I promise we will not be long. Yay, Questy Poo XP! I'm rather busy at the moment, old girl, guarding the tavern, as it were. Oh, I see now. Artunel thought I might be derelict in my duties, eh? The nerve of my brother to question my dedication. But since you are here, maybe I can put you to proper use. The wasteland beyond the walls must be kept safe for travelers, yet I have been forbidden from leaving Falcon's Nest. It would do for our esteemed guests to be devoured by wolves, oh no! Yet that is precisely what will happen if we do not call the roaming packs. Your map, if I may, right here. There are other points are scouts marked for patrol. I'll leave you to it. At least I don't have to chat with wolves. I can just kill them in peace. In peace and all wolf-slaying glory. God damn it! That was a bad break of voice. Cookie. Ah, you squish. That's nice. Well, he's a bit less squished, but that's still nice. Is there an actual scene where you chat with the wolves in Gothic? There is a game in which you do. It's an RPG. Set in medieval setting. From EA. Never got a sequel. Forgot what it was called. God damn it. Paralysis stopped my cat from appearing. You mean like swear at them? Magnanimous Munchicus, Wolf's Bane. It pleases me to inform you that I have completed my rounds and that all is well in Falcon's Nest. And there was a grizzled fellow looking for you. You know, the one who made the arsonist confess. Clever that. Tancred, was it? He was asking after you. Anyway, once I have noticed the garish weapons he was sporting, I deemed it a waste to leave him be. I dispatched him to an area I neglected to mark on your maps. Yes, this one. If you hurry, you might still be there. I was using literally everyone that came to me to do my jobs. But that is what I do. Yeah, my husband's on a late shift today. I just double checked when he was gonna be home. Because if he left really, really early in the morning, then it would be about now that I would need to make dinner. But no, dinner's in like 2 hours, which is a shame because I am really hungry right now. Fancy meeting you here, Magnanimous. Was fortunate I came when I did. The two would have not fared well against the wolves on their own. The young lord wasted no time taking advantage of you, did he? And me, I suppose. Let us return to Falcon's Nest and see what other thrilling tasks he may have of us. Did that title said Hopeful Heretic? Should you even call yourself a heretic if you're going to the celebration? Yeah. I do all the dinners. And I clean the house. And I buy food. And I'm in charge of household expenses. I'm the housewaifu. That's what housewaifus do. And then sometimes your husband will go, I don't like that kind of food, I ain't eating it. So you're also working with fun dietary restrictions. Joy! And there they are, a pair of gallant heroes if I ever saw them. Comrades in arms, reunited at last. But your selfless sacrifice has you guaranteed the safety of many guests. On behalf of Ishgard, I thank you both. And with that, there is naught left to do but to enjoy our well-earned respite. You didn't do anything! Oh, and it should of course go without saying, but let's keep the last few favors between us. Yes, Art and Elle wouldn't understand. Go and marry one! Go marry a housewaifu! Right then, the first floor of those barracks has been converted into a tavern for the duration of the conference. Why don't you go there and have something to eat? For once a suggestion, which I agree. Go on ahead, Magnanimous, I will join you upon it.
Welcome, welcome! Find yourself an empty seat and I'll be with you in a moment.
I have deep hatred for that woman. You'll know why later.
Cold out, isn't it? Here, a mug on the house. Let's get some colour back in them cheeks. Afraid food will be a bit longer than usual. We've got a lot of hungry folk to feed, what with the conference and all. Oh, so many people with cause to celebrate. To think there could be peace in our time, after all them years of fighting. When I heard about the conference, I knew I had to come. I knew I had to be here, to do my bit.
I leave my husband with all of the
He died
savings.
fighting the dragons, you see.
I just asked that he actually
And
has
here
some.
we are, about to break bread with him.
You were right, mother. You look tired. Reckon you could do with a good long rest? After all you've done, I'd say you've earned it.
She essentially a bit poisons us so that we miss the event. And heretics break loose. She is a heretic! Of a different kind. She wants to attack the dragons.
Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep and leave us to our affairs.
This was never your fight.
my son. They told me he walks in Halone's halls. Him and the rest of his unit.
They told me the same.
I expect they think it's comforting. Every time I come, I cry. I cannot bear to remember, but to forget would be 1,000 times worse. Yet that is what they would have us do. Accept this truth for the sake of peace. Bury the past and look to the future. But he was my future. My flesh and blood. My heart.
I like how the piece is the suggestion of literally everybody tries not to die from this point onward. And they're like,
Isn't this it? We're the only ones with the courage to oppose this madness. Cowards, a lot of them.
But they're like, but some of my people that I care for have already died for this cause. Therefore I want more to die.
They think only of the prize, of the peace Sir Emmerich promises them. They know in their hearts it's a lie, but they go along with it anyway, desperate fools. But not I. Not I! I see the worm that killed my brother in my dreams every night, and I will not rest until he lies broken at my feet. Him and every last one of his accursed kin. All this nonsense about Kings of Eld, as if I care what they did or didn't do. Makes no difference to me and mine. Have the dragons sued for peace in 1,000 years? Are they bollocks? It's a bloody ruse is what it is, and Sir Emmerich and the rest of them bloody fallen for it.
What can we do? They believe, and naught we can say will ever change their minds.
Imagine if Game of Thrones actually went like that. They all had a big meeting and they were like, alrighty folks, we must not die.
Whether we like it.
Who cares about the throne?
And dragon will
throw the throne away, we just must not die.
And all will be forgiven. Forgiven and forgotten.
No. I will not let that happen.
Oh?
They will remember the true face of the enemy. I will show it to them. And we will rise up against them once more.
Yeah, she looks very well kept and very young.
Hey! Hey! This is no time for napping. Do you have your wits about you? Good. Come with me. We have a crisis on our hands.
Hear me, brothers and sisters. Do not be fooled by the honeyed words of the Dravarnians. The peace they promise is but a prelude to slaughter. Remember your husbands and wives never returned from war. Your children torn apart by fang and claw. All your loved ones shown no mercy.
That's how war goes!
Does not your heart cry out for vengeance? Your blood boil at the injustice? Remember the face of your enemy, brothers and sisters! Remember it! And strike back!
You there! Don't just stand around gawping! Do something, man! Stop her!
Yes, my lord.
Oh god, that is such a wrong decision. That is the worst thing that you could have done.
See here the true nature of the Highborn. With lies and deception they lead us to our doom. And dare we raise our voices in dissent? Death is our reward. This is the choice they have given us, brothers and sisters. Death by Dragon's Fang, or death by Nobleman's command. Death to all we hold dear. I spit on your choices, noblemen! You will take no more from me! No more! No more!
One of my cats is now trying to de-keyboard a keyboard.
What have you done? I only did as you ordered, my lord.
I gave no such order! I did not! I never meant for anyone to...
I fart in your general direction. I spit on you. I dare say I could not have played out any worse, given that the First Commander and Lord Artenel are not here to take control of the situation. I spoke with a messenger who said that they would be returning shortly, but until they do, naught will be done. Lord Emmanuelin has retreated to the barracks and is refusing to speak with anyone. Therefore, it falls to us to ensure that the order has been fully restored. Come, let us walk at the streets and speak with the people. My wife and I fell while fleeing with others at first. The chirurgeons tended to our bruises afterwards. Those mad fools have ruined everything, and for what? They were wrong to resort to violence, but when I heard her speak, her words were as dagger in my heart. And they did worsen 1.0. Who are we to decide that enough is enough? That their calls for justice can never be answered? Will this be the end of it, or will there be others like them and true brothers? I do not want to bear steel against my kingsmen ever again. I do not know if I even can. Thought that it said a spirited stoner. I heard the rumors that the young lord was a drunken fool. One imbecile thought it would be a good idea to let him have the run of Falcon's Nest. Well, I see him and Sir Emmerich take their bloody change and shove it up their arses. I'm not to be keen in by that fraud again. Well, the merchant still blames the rioters, so there's that. Well, what say you? So the violence has passed, but the people are far from recovered. That is to be expected. For the moment it appears that no innocents were harmed by the guards. The blame for all casualties can be placed squarely upon the protesters. Nevertheless, the people will not soon forget the image of a young lordling ordering the public execution of an unarmed protester, one whose words resonated with the hearts of many. After all, who among us has not lost loved ones? And But I honestly think that we're gonna go back and finish 3.2 the next time when I'm here. Mainly because my voice is like saying bye-bye. So we did do Alexander. We did do a lot of the story. And hopefully we can continue that on Thursday. In case I'm not like migraine-ridden human being that's just kind of lying on the floor. If I'm at that position, it's just gonna be regular uploads at that point. So, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you the next time.